To all who come to this happy place, welcome. This is SNU Does DCP, where SNU students who are DCP alum talk about their experiences on the program. And today's guest is Maddie. Welcome, Maddie.
Hi.
Okay, I'm so excited to talk to you about all things DCP. I'm very excited, so let's just get right into it. So, easy first question. When was your program and what was your role?
So I did my program from January to August of 2023, and I was working in the ice cream parlor on Main Street in Magic Kingdom.
Oh, that's so fun. I was low-key stalking your Instagram yesterday, and I saw the blue. How do you feel about the costumes changing? Are you sad?
I'm really
happy?
upset. We've had the same costume since we opened in 71,
yeah.
So I'm sad that now they're changing them after I already went, because I can't go with my kids and be like, I wore that costume.
Oh, that is sad.
Yeah.
And I saw we also wore, did you do a little bit at the dessert party? Because I saw you wore the Tomorrowland costume.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
you wore the same costume. Love that. What made you want to apply for the DCP?
I kind of just applied and was just like, this sounds like something fun. I'll do it. Whatever. Didn't really expect anything, and then.
Are you did you come from a big Disney family? Were you a big Disney person?
I was subtly a Disney person, but
yeah.
My parents went to Disney for their honeymoon, and then they went back for their 25th, and I was like, oh, okay. I love Disney, but I never was like, oh my god, I love Disney.
Yeah, you're a low-key kind of Disney adult.
Yeah.
It's just not me. So how was your application process? Did you have the phone interview? No. So it's
No.
Super easy.
Mm-hmm.
Literally just the web interview, and you called it a day and you waited a month.
Yeah, I waited so I applied in August. I actually applied the first day of classes my sophomore year, and then I got in October, I want to say. Got the email in the middle of my criminalistics class. I completely forgot about it until I got the congratulations, you're in, and I was like, what am I in? And then I was like, oh my gosh.
How did you forget? Because that's
I have really bad luck. So I was just I'll apply, they're not gonna like me, and then I'm not gonna get in.
Oh my God.
So I just did it and forgot about it.
That's unbelievable to hear, because I feel everyone I talk to, they're checking their status every day. I know I was crazy both times that I applied. I was checking every day, recruiter Christy, when are the waves happening? But I was insane. So that's crazy that you just forgot. I wish I had that power.
I knew if I got my hopes up and I didn't get it, I would be really upset.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I just I was you know what, I just won't even think about it anymore.
That's smart.
And then I got it. I was
that's really smart. More people should be like that and just forget, so it's a little surprise.
Right.
But what did you not expect going into the program, good or bad? Because there's good sides to the program and there's bad sides, but
I didn't expect to make as many friends as I did. I didn't expect to leave with a whole army down in Florida. But I also didn't expect their flamingo to be the way that it was. We had a lot of ant issues in our apartment.
Yeah.
And I was not prepared for that. I'm not a bug person. And our dryer was moldy, or our washer was moldy, and it was just...
Yeah, flamingo, it's a time.
Mm-hmm.
When I moved into my apartment, there were just dead bugs all over, everywhere. Mm-hmm. And we were did they clean the apartment?
They say you get a cleaning fee if you don't clean,
but it's
it was not clean when I got there.
Yeah, I've seen horror stories of people moving in to just the dirtiest, nastiest apartment. I'm how is this possible? Because then you at the flip side with people getting charged for not having enough room for people moving in, and it's I have half of the fridge empty. What are you talking about? Flamingo's weird.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on to work related topics. Did you have any unique opportunities or experiences working at the ice cream parlor? Anything that's different from what another role would do, I guess?
I got to watch the fireworks every night.
Oh, yes.
But I also got to crowd control. So, because there's not enough pack people in front of anywhere, really. So we got to crowd control, which you really don't get to do unless you're Cone Shop or Casey's, because everywhere else has somebody to man it.
Yeah. Did you like crowd control or did you hate it? Because, like, sometimes I'm like, when I was working at Cheshire, I'd watch, like, the crowd control girls at the Tomorrowland Bridge. And I'd be like, that kind of looks like fun. You're just going to yell at people. But then I'd be on Main Street. I'm like, this is a horror show because there's so many people. And I'd get, what's the word? Claustrophobic.
Yeah. I loved doing it because I loved being able to just, like, yell at people.
Yeah, it's the one time you get to yell and get away with it.
Yeah. But then I also had so many people, like, fighting back with me. Like, we had to call security on people before. I told a kid to get off of a trash can because he was sitting on a trash can, and my dad started fighting with me about it because they're like, I was like, it's just a safety hazard, like Disney rules, like you need to not be sitting on the trash can, and he started going off on me. So I was just like, I just need you to step down. And I turned around and I went back inside to go get my coordinator, and my coordinator was watching the whole thing and said, as soon as you turn around, he got down. I'm like, why didn't you just do it? Like, what does that do for you?
They just like to pick fights. I don't know what they don't get anything out of it. They're just like, I want to see what I can do.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Did you ever, I know, like, one time I was at the parks and there was, like, a Cone Shop girl, and she was, like, just walking up Main Street with these, like, trivia books, asking people questions. Did you ever get to do that?
I did, yeah.
Oh my god.
So when we were outdoor grader, we had a lot of different things that we could do. We could play with the hula hoops, but then the hula hoops got to be an issue because kids were hitting people with them, and then they were mad, but then it was too hot to hula hoop, so we had these trivia books, and we're like, who is this character? Or, like, what does this character do? Or we could hand out stickers, but we, like, never had stickers, so it was usually the trivia book.
That's so real.
Yeah, and we used those trivia books all the time. I, like, nailed them down. I was like, I didn't really need it. I already knew the answers, but...
No, that's so funny, because I was like, oh my gosh, this is so fun. We all got free ice cream. We were like, yes, this is great. Oh my god, I love that.
Yeah.
And then, did you see any celebrities, like, either when you were at work or, like, in the parks? I feel like everyone asks this question.
Yeah. I didn't see anybody, but my best friend was walking right behind Sabrina Carpenter.
I would cry.
Yep.
Die. Yep. On the floor.
And I guess we were at a point where we had somebody, like, really famous in our store, but nobody knew who it was.
Oh my god.
It was just, all of our leaders were in there. All of our coordinators were, like, watching, making sure everything was perfect. And then we're like, who was it? And they're like, oh, they're gone. I'm like who? Like, I was scooping for your like, I was scooping their ice cream.
And you didn't even...
Like, who was it? I was watching the whole time. And it was just somebody that we didn't even know.
That's like, we had Mark Anthony come in, and all the CPs, they were like, who's Mark Anthony? Behind the counter, they were like, oh, coming out of the kitchen, like, trying to see him. So it's like sometimes you just, it's so funny.
Yeah.
What was your favorite, like, moment or moments? Because I know it's a really hard question.
Yeah.
Just overall.
Bittersweet. So when I started, it was Enchantment, was the fireworks show.
Oh my god, it's so near and dear to my heart.
Yeah. So our last day of Enchantment, all of the, like, CPs that started in January, they let us all go out.
Aww.
And we just, like, danced and we sang with one of the leaders. And we're like, this was, like, our last chance to watch it because we know it's not going to come back by the time we come, like, by the time we're still here.
Yeah.
So all of the, like, full-time people were like, no, you guys go outside.
Aww.
So we all just, like, were out there, we were dancing together, and it was incredible. Like, the pictures and videos we have from it are insane.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
It was so, like, it was so bittersweet, but it was so nice.
Yeah, it's like, I have a love-hate relationship with Enchantment.
Yeah.
But the song, literally, I'd cry every time.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I'm like, if I'm sad, I'll listen to You Are the Magic, and here we are, and I'm just sobbing.
Yes. Oh my gosh, they still do it for, like, the Magic Kingdom after hours.
Yeah.
So when I was there for spring break, my friend's like, oh, let's just go to the Polynesian beach because they have the after hours and we can listen to Enchantment. I was like,
so sad, but so nice.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And on, like, the flip side, what was the most challenging aspect of your program?
I don't even know. I had some challenging coworkers and I had some challenging like coordinators. But I want to say I had a lot of like personal things going on. So being able to overcome that with all these new people that didn't know anything about me, that was really hard. But I also grew so much from it. So also like a bittersweet, like this was horrible while I was going through it, but now like here we are and here's the friendships that I have from it.
Yeah, it's like those are the people that helped you through it when they barely even like knew you.
Yeah, and like those are the people that are gonna stay with me forever.
So sweet. Just seeing all the friendships that people make, like that's probably the best part of the program. Like, yeah, free entry is cool and like getting to work at Disney is cool, but like seeing the friendships that you make like last through the years, it's like the most incredible thing ever. And did you take any classes during your program, or were you just like, chilling?
So I did the internship class through SNU.
Yeah.
And then I think I did one more like online course for the first 8 weeks of my program, but I was almost finished that by the time that I got down there.
Oh, yeah.
Because we started school in the 2nd, but I didn't start my program until I moved in on the 17th of January.
Yeah.
So by the time I started logging hours for Disney, it wasn't until like the 23rd or 24th. So I was almost finished with my classes, but my internship course went until April, and that was super easy.
Yeah, I did that too, and it was like
I just flew right through it.
Yeah. It's just a good way to get credits, really.
I wanted to do like the Mousters, and I wanted to get
my
inductorate, but the classes were always in the morning, and I worked at night because we were the closers.
Yeah.
So I was there until anywhere between like midnight and like 3 a.m. So
because of Main Street too. Like even worse.
I was like, I actually can't get up and do these classes.
That's real. So real. And I know we like kind of talked about this earlier, but like, how did you like Flamingo other than the bugs and the molds and the washer?
I really liked it. Our fridge froze everything, but our freezer didn't keep things cold.
You should have like swapped or something.
Yeah, so there was one day where I took we were kind of rushing, and all of my roommates were in the kitchen, and I like picked up my egg and I like cracked it, and it was just frozen.
Oh my gosh.
And then I was like, well, like what? I'm like, okay, no breakfast for me, I guess.
Oh my gosh. That's like one of...
It was so funny though. I was like, this is really good. I was really happy that I got I matched with somebody, and then we were in just random. So I was with really 3 random people.
Yeah.
But I still have a really close friendship with all of them.
That's so awesome.
Which is so nice because I know a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
And so I was really lucky for that. And I miss Flamingo a lot. I miss the pool.
So did you move into a completely empty apartment? Did you all move in on the same day?
Yeah. So
that's so awesome.
Yeah, we all moved in together, and all of us we were supposed to move out June 1st, but the 2 of us actually that didn't link with each other, we ended up staying, and the other 2 left. So I ended up moving in on the other side of her apartment because I'm like, well, if we get other people, I don't want them to move in.
Yeah, to have separated, yeah.
Right. We were more of we don't want weird roommates.
That's
so let's just move together. So we moved in together, and from June to July, middle of July, 12th, 20th, we got new roommates. And then we were leaving 2 weeks after. But we were empty for so long, and then they moved in to an apartment with 2 people that were leaving.
Yeah.
So
no, dude, my roommate turned a month before we left on my side, and you want to know when Flamingo moved another person into my side of the room? The week I was leaving. Mm-hmm. The girl was like, oh hi, when are you here till? I'm like, Thursday.
Yeah.
I don't know why they couldn't have just waited a week to move 2 brand new people in,
mm-hmm.
but they do what they want.
Yeah.
They really do.
You're I'm really just trying to move out, but all your stuff is in my way.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. So great. The Flamingo. I know you said that you didn't like do any of the classes at Flamingo, but did you go to any of like the events? Like they have craft events, the characters, move-ins?
Yeah, I did. I did the first couple welcome parties. Those were fun, but then I don't remember why we stopped going. I just wanted to say that we all were working. We were like free pizza, free character meet and greet.
Yes, might as well.
Yeah, our first one was the Root and Tootin' Good Time. So we were like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be Woody and Jesse. So we get there and we're there ready to go, and we go in to do our meet and greet, and it's the Country Bears. And I was like, you're not what I wanted. I'm scared of you. I'm scared of these Country Bears.
So real.
And one of my roommates was scared of characters.
Oh.
So she was shaking the whole time. She was going up and she's like, no, I wanted Woody. She's like, I'm prepared for them. I'm not prepared for the bears. And then those bears followed us everywhere. Random place we would see them popping up in random parts during our program. And I'm like, these bears aren't, no. Not anymore.
Oh my gosh. They freak me out too. So
They're so
I'm on the same boat. And they're still in Magic Kingdom. Even though it's closed right now. They're just there. And
they're
like,
still
please
walking
leave.
around.
Please leave. Like, don't look at me. Don't try and interact with me because I'm just gonna leave. So bad.
Like I'm gonna run away from you.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. Do you want to do the program again, or even like work for Disney in a different aspect?
I was really considering for a really long time going back and doing another program, but I simply will not do another program if I'm not with the same people in the same location. Because I'm gonna get a different view of everything, and I just don't think that I'm gonna get a better view of what I had.
Yeah.
Because I was just really lucky. Like, out of all of the food and beverage places, I got to scoop ice cream for little kids.
Yeah.
And like, I made, not to flex, I made really good scoops. Like, my scoops were so good.
I love that.
So I was just like, I don't want to do anything else.
Yeah.
But I would I want to be an event planner, so I would consider going down and doing wedding planning for them.
They have the private professional, that's what I was looking for, the professional internships.
Yeah. One of my friends did the wedding planning.
Oh my God.
One of the classes that we could do, she did the 3-part wedding planning one, and I was like, why you didn't tell me this was happening? How did you find this out? But so I was like, that's a thought. I could go down and do a professional internship and then continue on.
Yes.
That's kind of like a backup for me because it's something that I know I can do. But if whatever happens doesn't work out, then I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll just go back to Disney.
Yeah, might as well.
Darn.
Am I delaying adulthood by going back to Disney? Yes. Oh, definitely.
Yes.
It's just so easy. But I get the mindset of nothing will be better than this. I love my roommates my first time around. Will I have better roommates? Probably not.
Right.
I still talk to those girls and we haven't seen each other in 2 years, you know? And with the job, I remember I was talking to my friend and I was like, as much as I kind of did not, I was wishy-washy about my role and my location, but would I enjoy a role that I like better, but it doesn't pay as much because I got the Magic Kingdom premium, and I get less hours? Would the fact that I enjoy the job be better than those two things? Because I love that I made more money, and I love that I worked a lot, so I had more money. So it's would I feel the same? So I
right.
Yeah. I don't know. It's I don't even know what to say.
Their pay went up though.
That is true.
Right after I left, their pay went up.
Yes.
I was like,
16. Because I was making 14.
Yeah.
So now it's 16.
Yep.
So excited.
I was making $14.75.
Yes. Because Magic Kingdom Premium.
And then we got a Main Street extra 25 cents. So
you're making 15?
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah, we're making 15.
So jealous.
See.
And how did the program impact you professionally or personally? And how are you able to take that and put into your college experience here at SNU or your future career?
I changed my major because of Disney.
No way.
I went down and I was a psych major, and then the more that I was down there, I was like, I actually don't think I want to do psych anymore. And then through that and through CAPE, I was like, no, like, I need to plan events. This is what's my calling. And I don't ever think I would have gotten to that point if I didn't go down to Disney. So, like, blessing in disguise.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so this is actually my first semester doing business classes, but yeah, I would probably not be on the path that I'm on if I went to Disney. A lot of my life would be different. I was really shy before I went down, and now I'm kind of just like, if you don't like me, you don't like me. I'm like, I'm not going to change who I am for you. And
oh my gosh, I love that. That's crazy. But it's also the power, I'm trying to, like, find the right word, and I'm not coming up with it, but, like, the emphasis of Disney and, like, working for it. Because I feel like people don't really understand the impact that it has on, like, the lives of people who do this program. Like, it's insane.
yeah.
You go through all of this, and it's like, you're not
coming back the same person that you left.
Yes.
If you're coming back at all, you're not coming back the same person
so
that you're
real.
coming back.
My mom was like, you have to come back. She's like, you have to finish college. You're not going to be one of those 19-year-olds that doesn't finish college because she's stuck at Disney World. And I'm like, okay.
I know. My best friend and I, so she had graduated already, and she was like, we would look at each other, we'd be like, no, we can't scoop ice cream for a living. Like, we need to go home and finish our lives.
Yes.
This is not suitable for us.
Like, it's fine for a little bit, but
yeah,
gotta
like,
move up.
We can't make a life out of this,
Yes.
although we want to. That was our nice little reality check. Like, you cannot scoop ice cream for the rest of your life. Not at this point in your life. Maybe when you turn, like, 50, go back down and do it.
Yeah.
But right now, like,
I'm
not going to survive if I'm working on Disney money.
Yeah. Like, $15 an hour is not suitable.
It's not going to cut it.
Nope. So I love that. And I know you said you made so many friends. Were you able to network, like, in the field of business, I guess, when you were down there? Like, did you make connections with other participants, even your leaders, chords?
I actually made a lot more connections with people through, like, psychology, because that was something we bonded over. I was like, oh my gosh, it's psych. But yeah, I made some really good connections with my leaders. More on the business side of things, which was kind of like my first spark. I was like, oh, maybe I don't want to be in psych. But yeah, I had some really good relationships with my leaders, and they taught me a lot about do what you want to do, not what you think you should do.
That's awesome. I feel like a lot of people don't have that great of a relationship with their leaders.
Yeah.
So really happy that you're, like, the minority. Because, you know, my leaders were something else. But
Yeah. I only had, like, 2 that I was close to, but those 2 were, like, really what made it.
Yeah. It really is, like, becoming friends with your coworkers, your leaders, your chords, because probably going to be miserable if you don't have someone to talk to.
Right.
But, oh my gosh. We're almost at the end of this, which is really sad.
I love Disney. I loved my college program.
I love talking about these things because it's just so much fun. Like just sharing my insight with, you know, because I'm going for my second program. All these people, like, asking questions in the group meets and the Snapchats, and I'm like, guys, I got this.
Wait, hold on, I got you.
Yes. Like, there's another girl that did the same program as me, spring 2022, and she was like just answering all these questions in a row, and everyone's like, yes, go off, girl, we love you. And I was like, I love that. But looking back, is there anything you wish you knew before you started your program?
Oh. Not everybody's gonna be your best friend.
Yeah.
That, and, like, what you expect is gonna happen is not gonna happen, and you can take that either the best way you want or the worst way that you want. But my vision for what it was so much less than what I got out of it. So But I also know people that are the opposite. They're like, I had all these high standards for it. And I was like, well, how high were yours? Because here are mine.
Yeah.
But I got so much more than I thought I was going to from it.
That's really awesome. And I feel like, did you watch a lot of, like, content? Like, were you deep in the forums, watching YouTube?
I was right before I got down there. But I was also, like, so nervous about leaving because I live at home. I've lived at home since...
Oh, yeah.
Literally since... I've never left home. So, moving to Florida, where I had nobody down there, I was more of trying to figure out, like, how am I supposed to be on my own rather than, like, what am I doing when I'm down there?
Yeah.
So, my mindset was a lot different than most people's going in.
Yeah.
I was, like...
It was just, like, more of a survival instinct when you started than, like, here's all the fun things I'm going to do and all the friends I'm going to make.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like that's almost better because everyone has such wildly different experiences. And, you know, they're not necessarily good sometimes.
Yeah.
And it really, like, depends on your mindset and what you're trying to do. So I feel like that's kind of a good mentality to have. Just be like, I'm gonna do my best and I'm gonna try and survive, and that's all I can do.
Yeah. I was like, if this works, amazing. If it doesn't work, heartbroken, but it's okay.
Yes. So
yeah, they're expecting
they're expecting to get no hours. They can go play in the parks all the time. And they term after, I saw someone on Facebook that termed after like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you barely know how to do your job.
Right. Like some places you're not even done training.
Yes. It's wild, but
it's crazy.
Really depends on like you.
Yeah. Like you're there to work and everything else you're doing is for fun.
Yes.
And that's...
Some people don't.
Right, some people don't realize that.
Yes.
Which breaks my heart because then it's not what they think it's going to be, but like it's truth. You're there to work.
Yeah. Like I know some people they're like, oh, how many hours are you going to work? I'm like, you can work 30 or you can work, like I was working 40 hours plus, you know? So
yeah, it
really depends. Like,
yeah, I was like, you are like required to work 30 usually. Some weeks is like you don't have to, but
you need to work.
You also, like, I was up to 50 some weeks. Not many, because we had way too many people.
Yeah, and it's a small place,
right?
Too. Yeah.
Like, we only need 8 people to function, whereas Casey's needs 8 people for the line.
Yeah.
Behind, like, back at the house.
Yeah.
They need 8 people, where we need 8 for the entire restaurant, so...
You don't even want to know. I don't even know how many people it took to operate Cosmics. All I know is that it was a lot.
Yep. Gonna be probably like 30, 40.
If we were operating, I could probably do some quick math. If we were operating at like full capacity, like all 3 bays were open.
I forgot there were 3 bays.
3 bays.
Mm-hmm.
One of the bays isn't open all the time, but it's only open for a few hours. But even then, that's 4 people on each bay in the kitchen. And then you have the people at fryer and salads and I wasn't kitchen trained, so I don't know what.
Yeah.
And then you have all the people working, you know, the counter, so that's like 6.
Yeah.
And then all the dining room people, like...
Yeah, like, you have to clean the dining room, so...
It's so bad. So, oh my gosh, I'm so off track. I was like, what are we talking about? Yeah. So, hours depend. There's so much variation. We're so off topic. I don't know how we got here, but if you're listening to this and you want to do the college program, adjust your expectations.
Yeah.
Because, unfortunately, you do have to work. It is a program where you go to work. So,
yeah.
And that's all we can really say about that. But shifting topics, because I don't even know what happened there. Can you share any funny or interesting stories you have from your program?
Yeah. So I think probably one of my favorite stories is about a guest. So we will take their order and then we'll be like, is there anything else I can get for you? And this guy looked at one of my friends and goes, can I get a lobotomy? And she was like, you're going to take your receipt to the next counter. Just didn't know what to do. So she went home from her program, and she makes shirts all the time. And she made a shirt that says, I got a lobotomy in Magic Kingdom.
Oh my god. That's iconic.
I was like, she told me the story, and I went, I don't know how I would respond. I would just be like, okay. Moving on.
They say the most out-of-pocket things.
Yeah.
Just cause.
So strange.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's love. I want to say love that, but I don't love that.
Right.
Oh my goodness. That's great. For our last question, what would you tell other people who are thinking about applying to the college program?
Just do it. Apply. Don't be scared of what your role is going to be, because whether you're working as a janitor or you're working in your favorite place at your favorite location, your favorite role, you're going to have a great time no matter what you do. If you go in with a mindset of I'm going to make friends and I'm going to have a great time, it doesn't matter what your role is going to be. I know so many people that loved their custodial roles.
Yes.
You get to interact with so many guests, and it's so much more fulfilling than people think it is. I know that's a lot of the ones where people are like, oh, I got this and I'm not going. But go regardless.
Yes, because you don't know the impact that it'll have on your life. You really just need to go in like with the most open mindset. Is what magic can I make in this role? And there's so much magic to be made in custodial.
Yeah.
And it's all about mindset.
Yeah, like you can change somebody's vacation being a custodial worker.
Yes, you really can.
You can do so much
in that role. Yeah, with draw the little characters in the grounds. Like, people love that.
Make little Mickey head leaves.
Yes. It's really all about what you can get out of it.
Right.
But, I love that. And it's been so much fun talking to you. It's been so great. So happy. Yeah, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
And so, our journey comes to an end. But yours continues on. Applications for the fall 2024 semester are still open, so if you are interested, make sure you do that as soon as possible. Thank you so much again to Maddie for joining me today, and that was the first ever episode of SNU Does DCP. Next week, Connor will join me, and we'll also be talking about our experiences working in food service. So I will see you all real soon.